Have you ever felt like you keep using the same words over and over again, even though you've spent years learning new ones? If so, you're not alone. A client of mine recently told me about her experience. She's been using one of the apps to help her with her English, Duolingo, for over 2 years without missing a single day. She's learned hundreds of words. She's also worked with me for over a year. Yet, she notices that when she speaks English, she keeps falling back on the same basic vocabulary and keeps using these same words that she uses over and over again. And it's so difficult for her to use all these wonderful new words that she really likes and wants. And it's not because she hasn't learned the words, it's because she hasn't had a chance to really feel them and use them. I'm Grant, and if you don't know who I am, I'm an executive business English coach, and I'm here to give you confidence so that you can use English in your work to be able to achieve whatever dreams you have. And when you're confident using English, then you're able to do your job better, able to get more opportunities. And I've been doing this for years with CEOs, helping them become confident so that they can grow their companies all over the world. Now, I'm here to help you do exactly the same thing. This is really all about confidence, why people can't use new vocabulary words is about confidence. And like I told my client, something has to change with her. If she really wants to use these words, then she's going to use these words. But she has to make an effort to do so. So I gave some examples of what she could really do. And I said, look, pick 3 to 5 words you want to focus on. She told me that she always has a notebook full of English, different words and different things with her English that she uses to study from and keeps adding new notebooks. And so she told me that she always uses a notebook, and I see her notebook on many of our meetings. And I said, look, on the top of a page, write down 3 to 5 really nice words that you've already learned, but you don't really use, especially when you're speaking, but also when you're writing. And make it a goal that every day, whether you're writing an email, whether you're having a meeting, or whether you're just practicing your English, but you've got to use those words. Until you start really feeling that vocabulary and using those words, they'll never get used. And that's what's really difficult about all this. That you have to make a choice and you have to say, okay, I'm going to use them. There's another way about going about doing this. And I made a video about this, a popular video. And it's about a yellow sticky note. And it says, write down some words here on your yellow sticky note and put it on your computer right beside your camera so that when you're having an online meeting, or even if you're having a meeting in person, you can see these words that are on your yellow sticky note, just like you wrote them down in your notebook. And then you can use them. Imagine 3 to 5 really good business English words a day and using them, feeling them. You will quickly start using these words. Instead of using this small number of words, you'll use a huge number. And I had a client that did this. He was from Warsaw. He was amazing. He could use all these words because he made the effort and said, you know what? I want to use these words. And so he used them. He felt them. He said so many words with me. And it really, really worked. And I also had a client that used one of the greatest methods for doing this. When we were meeting, She would always write the words right there on her hand. And on there, she would write some words that she wanted to use. And she would have meetings and be in the office later in the day. People would ask her, "What'd you write on your hand?" And she would write vocabulary words on there. And it worked really well for her. So if you don't want to use these other methods, you can always just write right here on your hand and have that word with you the rest of the day. Give it a try. One more thing that you could do as you're going through and doing this. Don't just stop at using these words. But when you're writing them in your emails, or better, when you're saying them out loud, think about when some of these words are verbs, as an example. I really want you to feel that you can use these verbs. And verbs aren't like a noun where it's just a thing, a yellow sticky note. Instead, verbs are action. And so maybe you did the action in the past, last week. Maybe you're doing the action today. Or maybe you're doing the action in the future. And so when you find a verb that you really like, and I want you to really try to use those verbs, but use them in a past, a present, and a future tense. I don't spend a lot of time on grammar, but it's important to be able to use verbs so that somebody knows that this action already happened, or it's happening now, or it's going to happen in the future. And to do that, you need to really, practice this and use this. Say it out loud. Let's use the verb to collaborate. So I might say, how can I use this? Well, yesterday I collaborated with my team on a new project. Great. Really works out well. Today, I'm collaborating with a colleague to solve the issue. Super. My present tense. Tomorrow, I'll collaborate with another department to improve the process. Great. What's important is that you're feeling it. You feel like, yeah, I used it in the past, or I'm using it today in the present, or I'm going to use it in the future, because you want to really feel these things. And that's how this works. It really, really helps you feel the word. And that's what you need to do. When you're trying to expand your vocabulary, this is not about memorizing. It's not at all. It's not about learning. As I've said many times, it's about doing, not learning. It's about using vocabulary. And I've made lots of videos about my deep learning method. And so my deep learning vocabulary method really walks through all these different words, puts them in sentences, gets you to say them with confidence out loud, gets you to really use these words in your own sentences. And that's what it is. And if you're looking for, here's a link to one of the deep learning videos I've made lots of them. There's a whole folder on them on here. So lots and lots of different ones, but it's not memorizing. It's using these words. So that's what I want you to do. My challenge to you is to write down 3 to 5 words today. Use these words. Use them in your emails. If you're not writing emails, use them in your meetings you have. If you don't have meetings, use them in some conversation you're having. If you don't have conversations, practice saying them out loud. And if you find verbs, use them in the past, use them in the present, and use them in the future. Really start feeling these words. That's what it is. Create this habit. Do this. Do it consistently, and you'll see that you start using way more words. But it takes your effort. You've got to make the decision to do it. That's my challenge to you. Go ahead and do it. I'll see you in the next video. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, share your comments, and I also invite you to learn your Business English Confidence Score. You'll find the link in the description below this video.